Okay, what else? One more civilization.
Dravidians.
All right.
Mesopotamia.
Very good, very good. Mesopotamian civilization. That's one important one, right? So the things that you would need to learn, right, under Islamic civilization, under our content would be Mesopotamian civilization, Egyptian civilization, Indus Valley civilization. You missed to mention that, na? Indus Valley civilization, Greek Valley civilization, and Roman civilization. Okay, so every other term gives away as to which country it could have happened. But what about Indus Valley civilization? Obviously, that's also possible to guess. Where was that civilization?
India.
In India. All right, okay. So we will definitely learn in detail about all of these civilizations. But before that, right, since all of these were already learned back in history for O levels, tell me one thing in common that was found in all of these civilizations.
Rivers.
Exactly, very good, right? Rivers. All of these civilizations, all of these people who belong to their respective civilizations made sure that they went and settled themselves along the banks of rivers. Right? So there were many reasons for this. Give me 2 reasons as to why they could be, eyeing for riverbanks. Why did
For
they
agriculture.
For agriculture.
One, very good for agriculture because the soil near riverbanks were very fertile. All right, agriculture. What else?
For other basic needs like bathing, water drinking.
All right, domestic needs like for food, washing. All right, okay. Another important one.
Farming.
That could also come under agriculture again. Another important reason. Yes. Any guesses? One is because of agriculture, right? Farming could come under that because when you nurture animals, they need to eat good grass. So for growing grass, you need agriculture. That interrelates, right? Agriculture and farming, and then other domestic needs like washing fish for food and stuff, right? One important reason you all forgot. What could that be?
To travel one place to another place.
Very good, very good. I was looking for that, right? Transportation. Yes or no? Right? Now, back then, they did not have cars and lorries like today, right? They went either walking or they went by, water transportation like boats and, all kind of water like rafts and stuff, right? So transportation was another main important reason as to why people eyed riverbanks. What do you mean by eyed riverbanks? They went in search for riverbanks for their civilization to settle themselves around, right? So talking about that in general, right, we will look into each and every civilization in detail in our upcoming class, inshallah, right? But today, right, since we studied about Islamic civilization, right, since we have a rough idea as to what Islamic civilization is, and you also know the general facts about other civilizations like Mesopotamian, Egyptian, Indus Valley, and Greek and Roman, right, we will talk about, right, the things that are different, right, the things that are different, right, in Islamic civilization, but which were found in common in other civilizations, which we just spoke about. Are you ready?
Yes, miss.
All right, okay. So we have 5 differences, right, as to how Islamic civilization differs from other civilizations like Mesopotamian, Roman, Greek, and etc. Right? So the first one is that, right, is about the divinity. Right now, listen carefully. right? When comparing the Islamic civilization with the other civilization, we can clearly see that the civilizations have been formed by either a particular circumstance, right? Or through, long-term labor, long-term human efforts, right? So it was because of people, right? People put so much effort of migrating and going and settling themselves around the riverbanks, right? Along the riverbanks, right? It was a long-term human effort. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So since a long time, they spent a long time in order to achieve it, right? But what is the difference in Islamic civilization, right? The Islamic civilization emerged and developed through the divine revelation called what? What is divine revelation called? Wahi.
Wahi.
Exactly. Very good. Right? What do you mean by Wahi, girls? What refers to Wahi?
Allah's word.
Revelation. The Quran.
The
Allah's word.
revelation, right? The revelation, whatever that Allah revealed through Jibril alayhi salam to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, or any specific prophet, right? This is called Wahi, right? So Wahi does not only mean the Quran, right? Every prophet received Wahi, right? Wahi refers to divine revelation. Divine means something that is holy. Yes or no? Wahi means something that's holy, right? That Allah sends. Now, Allah is the most divine, right? He sends through his messenger, that is Jibril alayhi salam, to a prophet on earth, so that that prophet can preach the religion to the mankind, right? So Islamic civilization was based on a given set of divine revelation, right? Whereas other civilizations, they had to put their own effort, right? And that took so much time. Is that clear? Is that
Yes,
clear?
miss.
Right? So this is the first and the main difference, right? So talking about the second difference, moving on, right, is what we just spoke about. What is that one thing that's common in all of the civilizations that we spoke about?
Riverbeds.
River valleys, right? All of them formed the civilization along river valleys. But you see, Islamic civilization developed rapidly in the desert during a short period of time. Don't you agree to that? The Islamic civilization developed in the desert, right? If you go back in history, if you go back in time, right, most of the prophets, right, especially our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was based in Saudi Arabia. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, so it was based in Saudi Arabia. So that is one main difference. Now, for their civilization to flourish, right, for their civilization to flourish, they needed a river bank. They needed moist, fertile ground, right? But talking about Islamic civilization, right, it was developed and initially formed itself in the desert, a dry place, right? So you see, that's a miracle, isn't it? Islam itself is a miracle. It's a religion of wonder, right? And unbelievable, wonderful things. So unlike other civilizations, Islam developed in the desert and it flourished. Okay. All right. Yes, Ms. Kavya, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Hamna.
Yeah.
So, hello students. This is Kavya from the management of Sathya College. I hope everyone had an effective session so far, conducted by Ms. Hamna on the subject. So, how was it, guys? How was the class so far? Did you all like it?
Yeah, it was very good.
Great. So, I'm here to give a small brief on institute, which has been running for more than a year now with more than 1,500 students. So we have been focusing on commerce stream so far, and now we have moved to art stream in the hope of expanding the aspect of learning for all of you. So you all just attended the first subject of the first free session for art subject, which is Islamic civilization. So it was conducted by our well-experienced teacher, Ms. Hamna, and therefore I hope you all liked it, and to see you all in the future as well. Thereby, if you all want to continue on to the official classes from January, please contact me. I'll send my number and the details in the free session group. You all can contact me and do the transfer through bank transfers and register yourself and continue with the official scheduled class from January. To note that this is the only free class that is being conducted. So I hope I see all of you all in the next class as well. Thank you guys. Enjoy. Have a great day. Thank you, Ms. Amna.
Can I get that number and stuff?
You're welcome.
Yeah, sure. I'll send you in the group.
So all of you guys are in the WhatsApp group, yeah? All of you joined it through the link.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe you will get your details, right? With regard to
Miss,
everything else, maybe in that year.
That's
Yes.
arts group, right?
Yeah. I think
Ah.
the group says free arts something.
Yeah.
Arts stream free session. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. All right. So, okay, now tell me, guys, I think we have only girls now. So can I say girls because I'm very used to saying girls. Are all of us girls here? Who is Oppo A5s? Who is this place? All right, anyways. So yeah. So what were the two differences that we just spoke about with regard to Islamic civilization and other civilizations? Yeah.
Other civilizations were around river valleys, but
Islamic civilization was initially formed in the dry
Desert.
desert. All right, so that is the second difference that we discussed. What was the first one?
The divinity.
Yes, and the people were making
Divine.
long-term efforts. The other civilizations were making long-term efforts, but Islamic civilization was with the
formed.
divine, yes.
Yes,
Divine
exactly.
revelation.
Islamic civilization was formed just through the divine revelation.
Yeah.
Right, so that was another miracle. All right. So first one is about its divinity, and second is about its place of emergence, right? Where it emerged, where it was initially formed, right? So note those two down. Right. So the third one, the third difference that we're just going to talk about is the motive of its emergence, right? Who is this place? Please mute yourselves, my dear. All right, okay, thank you. So talking about the motive of emergence, why they emerged, right? So listen to this carefully. Other civilization may have emerged with only materialistic motives in mind, right? So what were the materialistic motives in mind? As we discussed, right? One benefit of River Valley civilization was agriculture, right? Agriculture, farming, right? And transportation. So what are the other things that transportations could be used for? Why do you think they used transportation?
For trading.
For trading, very good, right? They would have gone from one city to another, or maybe even one country to another in order to sell their goods or maybe to buy goods, right? So their motive was worldly, right? They just wanted to achieve their worldly targets. So they went alongside river banks and established themselves, forming civilizations, right? But what about Islamic civilization? It was emerged and developed with the goal of both of these aspects, right? Islamic civilization, made sure that people achieved or reaped the benefits of this world, at the same time becoming successful on the day of judgment, right? So Islamic civilization made sure that people lived their life in this world to the fullest while paving their path to Jannah on that day. Is that clear? Yes,
Yes,
Hamna?
miss.
All right, okay. So are the first three differences clear to all of you?
Yes, miss.
All right, so moving on to its durability and practicality. What do you mean by durability? What do you mean by when I say this thing is durable?
Like how long it can.
How long something could last? Very good, right? How long something could last? Yeah, so it can be observed that the Islamic civilization is still in practice. Isn't that a wonder, girls? Isn't that a big thing?
Yes, miss.
Yes, of
Yes.
course, right? So if you look at the Egyptian civilization, if you look at the Mesopotamian, if you look at the Indian or the Indus Valley civilization, right? All of those, ended with time, with a specific time. But what about Islamic civilization, right? What about Islamic civilization? It can be observed that the Islamic civilization is still in practice, while other civilizations were swept away with time. Right, with time, right, with the extinction of one specific generation, there was no one to carry on, right? But was that the case with Islamic civilization? Was that the case with Islam?
No.
No.
Definitely not, right? So this is due to the basic ethics and principles of Islamic civilization, right? So if you even consider the things, right now, take world and hereafter, take the worldly life and the hereafter, right? Which lasts forever?
The
Which
hereafter.
lasts forever? The hereafter, obviously, right? So even we as a human being, right, take two things, right? Take two worldly goods, really, right? Say, for example, okay, I got hold of my phone cover that was just on my table, so I'll take that as an example, right? So you take two phone covers, right? One, by the look of it at itself, you would say that, I don't think I'll be able to use it for more than 2 months, right? And then there's another one, right, that is of good quality, that would last for long. Which one would you choose?
The one which lasts long.
The one which is of good quality, right? So just like something that has good quality would last for long, right? Islam has a long-term motive, right? Islamic civilization had a long-term motive, right? Islam's motive was to be successful on the hereafter, which was permanent. But other civilizations, their motive was to flourish in the world, right? So maybe they did flourish. Maybe they became really good businessmen, right? Maybe they became really good farmers, right? So they achieved their target of what's temporary in the world. And obviously, man has to die one day. They died, and there was no one to carry on. But what about Islam? Islam has, as I told you, has a long-term motive, right? Muslims have to achieve so much more, right? They have to be successful on the day of judgment. Therefore, Islam would never die. It would, Islamic civilization would never come to an end. Why? Because of its long-term motive. Is that clear to all of you?
Yes, miss.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Moving on to the last one, which is complete guidance, right? So listen to this carefully. All civilizations have appeared in this world only. They have appeared to fulfill human needs and to refine human life. Thus, it required a clear understanding and attitude about the world, man, and life, right? So civilization, for something to go on, for something to flourish for a long term, for a longer period, right? It has to fully talk about the world, man, and life, right? They have to make it clear, right? They have to be made understood about the world, man, and life, how all three of these interconnects, right? How man connects to the universe and the life, how life connects to universe and man, right? If someone understands the relationship of all three, only then that can be of long-term use. Is that clear? right? So therefore, Islamic civilization, it is only Islamic civilization that gives a clear understanding, that gives a clear explanation of these three aspects. What were the three aspects?
World, man, and life.
World, man, and life. Exactly. So that is about the 5 differences. So as I told you, in the upcoming class, inshallah, we will talk about the other 5 valley civilizations in detail, right? And we will move on to the aspects of universe, man, and life also, right, thereafter. So inshallah. So that's it about today, right? So now till the time ends, right? Time ends meaning till our time to end this session approaches, we can have a little chat about today's session. All right. So yeah, what do you think, girls?
The class was really very clear, miss.
Is it? So are you Seema or Sarah? I see 2 different names.
Seema,
Usually I say
Seema,
Sarah.
because my sister's name was Sarah. I
Uh-huh.
forgot to rename it.
All right, so you are Seema. Okay, great. So alhamdulillah, that was a good feedback. How about the others? Yeah. Just now, one thing I keep on telling you is about interaction, right? So if it's a very large crowd, yes, I understand it's not possible, right? But since we have, I think, come down to 15, I think it's possible. That's a good amount. So can I have the others also talking, please? Yes, Rukia Rumi, Akifa Jasmine.
Miss, I'm doing A-level privately.
Uh-huh.
Continuing only your class, can I do Islamic civilization?
That you're not attending a school, you're doing it privately as a private candidate.
Yes.
Hopefully, inshallah, that I think you have decided, but I will definitely do my best, my dear.
Okay, inshallah.
All right.
Miss,
Yeah.
miss, here, will you be able to do for this year, batch? I mean, January.
I don't think that's possible, my dear, because you mean the ones who have already been doing and sitting for A-levels in January?
Yeah.
I'm very sorry to say that, dear. Why? For whom is it?
It's for me only.
Oh, all right.
The-
Is it so? That has to be a full syllabus coverage, no? Isn't it?
yeah.
Okay, so how has
Huh?
it been going so far, Seema? Where are you from? What's your school?
A Muslim ladies college.
All right, great. Okay. I'm very sorry, my dear.
If it's possible, please let me know, okay?
Inshallah. Just drop me a message. If possible, I will get back to you, right?
Miss, your number, is it on that chat?
I will post it. I will post my number.
Okay, miss.
All right.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
Miss, Assalamualaikum, Miss.
Walaikum salam. Who is this? It shows as okay.
Yes, my name is Mushfika. I'm also doing my exams privately, Miss. It's like I'm 2023 batch. A levels.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted to join your class like for continuously. Like, do you do Islam separate and Islamic civilization separately, or like how do you conduct those classes?
No. I do only Islamic civilization. So this is the session for Islamic civilization. right?
Okay.
Islam is a different subject.
Okay. Okay, Miss. So if I wanted to join continuously from now onwards, like if you give me a personal number, I can contact you, I guess.
Yeah, now I think weren't you there when Sister Kavya spoke to you sometime back?
Okay, you'll post it, right? Okay.
Yeah. You have.
Okay.
I hope you have joined the WhatsApp group. So through that,
Yes, yes.
contact her. She will give you the further details if you want to continue. Okay.
Okay, Miss. Okay, thank you.
Inshallah. All right. And Akifa, I don't think so, dear, because we have started for the 2024 batch. We will go in that pace. So we will not rush to cover in order to complete it for the 2023 batch. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So talking about today's session, any doubts that you've got or anything of that sort?
No, Miss.
All right, okay. So how about these girls have not been talking? Ajmia Yusuf, Salma Azmin, Aisha Niza. Aisha Niza responded in the chat box. Okay. Any other details, my dear? Please contact. Now, see, even in the chat box, she has messaged with the number to contact about the art stream. So please talk to her about any other details. Okay. All right. All right. So once again, talking about the subject, girls, I would like to tell you that it's an interesting subject. So if you would want to continue, or if you have joined this free session in order to get an idea of what the subject is and then to continue, I would like to motivate you, right? Give you a positive stance to the subject, right? That it is definitely going to be an interesting one, right? First one is that it's going to be interesting, and second is that it's something of use, right? So because I personally benefited a lot through the subject, alhamdulillah, right? So I was out of touch for with this subject for the past few years, and now I have started learning it again, right? Getting in touch with the subject again, because I don't want to lose touch with the subject, yeah, because it's of so much worth that you would realize it when you finish with it, inshallah, right? So as I told you initially, every subject requires the effort that needs to be put, right? It's not just biology that's very difficult, right? It's not just accounting that's very difficult, right? Or some other subject that is very easy. You can't describe anything as very difficult or very easy. Everything has its own difficult parts and easy parts, right? So yeah.
Miss,
Yes,
there's
Adi.
no personal number that is put on the group. Can I get a personal number to discuss more about these subjects regarding art stream?
Yeah, a personal number is put, my dear.
Where is it?
Are you in the WhatsApp group, Adila?
Yeah, I mean, but I don't see any numbers.
The number was put in the Zoom chat. So if you can check the Zoom chat.
No, the Zoom, I was disconnected. Just now I joined, so the
you cannot
chats
see
got
it.
deleted. Yes, the chats got deleted. Like,
All right. Okay, hold on. I think that was copy pasted again. So can you see it now?
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
so contact that number for any further details, right? Okay, so sincerely hoping to see you guys in the upcoming scheduled sessions, inshallah. Right? So yeah. Can we wind up with that then? Talking about the 23 batch, no, my dear, this batch has started for the 24 batch, right? So we will go in that pace. We will go in that pace only. All right. Okay. All
Thank
right.
you so much, Miss.
All right. You're welcome. No problem. So hoping to see you guys, inshallah, in the upcoming session. Right. So with that.
Yeah,
so
okay.
we-
Thank you, Miss.
All right. With that, I would
Bye,
like to
Miss.
end up. All
Bye.
right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Walaikum.
Barakallah fiqh.